Welcome to a new series in Work in the Light. Now, we all understand how important it is to take care of our bodies so that we can function at our best. As men and women in business who follow Christ, we have to also take care of our souls. To do so, there are spiritual fundamentals we must incorporate into the rhythms of our lives. Now, we're going to identify, explain, and apply these fundamentals to our professional and personal lives. Not only have I written about these fundamentals in my book, Work in the Light, but Ken Blanchard and Phil Hodges also have in their book, Lead Like Jesus. This series will drill down on fundamental Christian practices or disciplines that will transform how we can find lasting purpose and fulfillment integrating our faith at work. The fundamental practices we'll consider are solitude, gratitude, prayer, reading and applying scripture, accepting God's no strings attached love, service, and lastly, having a truth telling relationship with someone. You'll find that men and women who found themselves in significant roles were nourished and flourished because of them. Today, let's just define each of them. First, solitude. Solitude delivers us from the crush of busyness and overstimulation. We'll learn a rhythm that takes time away from networks and friends and social media followers. We'll also turn off smartphones, screens, pads, and tablets. We'll do so to listen to an audience of one to whom we serve and to whom we owe everything. That sounds both good and maybe a little threatening as well. Second, an attitude of gratitude radically transforms our perspective. Grateful people live healthier and longer lives. The effect of anger and ingratitude has on our bodies is equal to that of someone who's addicted to smoking. Busyness will smother gratitude towards those who have invested in accomplishing goals with us, and also smother gratitude towards God, through whom all good and perfect gifts have come. Now, whether we're a believer or not, we seem to all believe in God when we can't think or buy our way out of a crisis. That's when we decide to start talking with God, and that's our next discipline, prayer. We'll discover that prayer isn't only about managing crisis, it's an ongoing conversation with the one who created us and gifted us with his wisdom and his insights to accomplish his kingdom plans. There are at least 40 miraculous and remarkable answers to prayer that I've experienced during my 40 years of business and ministry, and I want you to experience yours as well. Now, people quip that the word Bible is actually an acronym for Basic Instructions Before Leaving Earth. It's not too far off. Reading and applying scripture deals with the same basic issues that have plagued humankind since someone's been taking notes, which is history. Solomon wrote, "There is nothing new under the sun." Oh, we have cars and jets and rockets today. But human beings seem to have only compounded their problems and diminished their solution ability. Things like business, leadership, money, sex, notoriety, power, marriage, or parenting still all run into the same obstacles. God's words brings God's wisdom to bear on each of our challenges. Now, accepting God's no string attached love. The vast majority of us have experienced because love. What do I mean by that? Well, we love because you're attractive, because you're athletic, because you're quiet, because you're rich, because you're fun, because, well, you get the idea. Jesus introduced us to love without strings attached. It's God's love. Unfortunately, we just don't know how to receive that unconditional, without reservation love. We want to earn it to get it, and we want to earn it to keep it. In fact, God's love comes freely as a gift. Once we receive that love without strings, well, we can begin giving stringless love to others. Then service. Service is humankind's greatest calling and greatest challenge. How can we serve when we crave being served? Servanthood elevates everything we do to a higher level of purpose and calling. Serving has the capacity to transform the mundane into the amazing. Following Jesus, who said he didn't come to be served, but to serve, unleashes in each of us the miracle of becoming other centric instead of self centric, which just is another way of saying selfish. Finally, truth telling relationship. Solomon said, "Blessed are the wounds of a friend." They are better than the untrustworthy kisses of an enemy. We need safe people in our lives that are willing to tell us the truth we don't want to hear about ourselves instead of the niceties that we also crave. There's one pane in the Johari window called the blind me pane. It's what I can't see about myself, but is plain to others. We need a safe truth teller in our life who has our best interests in mind, who will wound us with the truth about ourselves. That person is gold in our lives and will facilitate growth in our lives. Well, join us as we explore these 7 fundamental disciplines that have the power to transform our lives. And until we meet again on our next video, work in the light.